My purpose here today is to help each and every one of you understand that you are so much more than you think. And you're actually so much more than you can think. We have a history of downplaying ourselves, of women being nurturers, and so we don't take care of ourselves so much. One of the reasons I got into this line of business is because I gave UCSB my all. And then at one point, I just hit the wall. I just couldn't do it anymore. And maybe some of you have anybody ever hit the wall, working too hard and caring too much and all that, so you know what I'm talking about. So that's when I had to take a break. I actually took a stress leave from work to recover and to figure out what's what. So when I came back to work after that, I vowed to take care of myself from then on out. So that's sort of my story about how I needed to get into wellness. And what I hope for you is that you don't ever need to get into wellness, that you choose wellness first. You know, all the backaches, all the headaches, all that, that's your body trying to tell you something. So please listen. So I really want to ask you, who's in your driver's seat? Who's monitoring your schedule? Who is telling you, that you don't have time for this? It could be your kids. It could be your husband, partner, boyfriend. It could be your parents. Well, but I can't because, well, we can't because what? Well, whatever that because is your driver, who's in your driver's seat. So I'd like to encourage us all to be our own drivers. I came across this article with Chris Evans, who's Captain America, and this was a quote he said, and I was so taken by it. Brains are just noisy. We analyze the past. We worry about the future. Our consciousness is so spread out, it's hard to stay present. If you can stay present and know that life is just a series of nows, you can never lose. Now, when I was here, I probably would have said, I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for now. I got to be worried about yesterday, and I got to get ready for the next thing that's coming up. And I guess I just ask you again to make time for wellness before wellness makes time for you. Before it calls you to be flat on your back for a week, or to not be able to get out of bed one day because you're just so, your energy is just so depressed. One thing I learned from working with B.E.S.T is that we have to get into our bodies. We're a little bit too thought-focused, and that gets in our way. This is what we do to ourselves. Our brains were not built for all the stimulation that's happening right now. We were not supposed to know every single world event that's going on. We have a survival reptilian brain. We're built for fight or flight. And if we have 24/7 access to the world's worst disasters, who raped and murdered this person this week, and it's not counterbalanced with the truth, which is most of us aren't murderers, we're good people. So we've got to do the balancing ourselves. So I would probably encourage you to turn off your phones when you're home. Don't watch the nightly news, or at least know when the information is coming in that, wow, what balances this in my life? Maybe it's my godson, maybe it's my daughter, but let's make sure that we're putting a balance into our brains, because the outside world is not balanced. It's giving us mostly what's not going well. So what I'm going to encourage you to do today and in my session later this afternoon is to drop into yourself. You get in the driver's seat. You decide what you're going to do, who you're going to listen to, how you're going to expand in your life. I really encourage you all to understand your role here at the university, to bring your whole self to it, to be strong in who you are, to be your own driver, to take wellness seriously. When it's your, I'm going to work through lunch again, go get yourself out and walk around the lagoon. And I really thank you again for your participation. So.